Expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to the wonderful world of wellness with Dr. Andy Mencia. This medical program heard from 7 to 7:30 each Saturday right here on WSBR 740 AM is brought to you by the Adult and Geriatric Center under the medical direction of geriatrician Dr. Andy Mencia. Good morning. Well, one thing I didn't do, Dr. Mencia, this morning because we had a lot of tape shows. I didn't tell anybody what the date was. Saturday, December the 28th. No, you get it on New Year's Eve only.
Ooh, can't wait.
Saturday, December the 28th is the day today. I know all our listeners like to know that, and we've had a great array of guests this morning, but now this is like the supreme, right? Supreme. So, Dr. Mencia, you have been very busy as a physician for the holidays. Seems like everything happens during the holidays, and
Absolutely.
I also have to tell everybody
opportunities come when people are sleeping.
I don't know. That's why I don't like to sleep, right? I don't want to miss any opportunities.
That's right. That's correct.
But I was privileged to be at your holiday party. And I have to tell you, Dr. Mencia, I was absolutely so impressed how you talked to your staff, how you treated everyone. It says so much about you, and you don't blush. I just wanted to share that because he has an assortment of people who work for him. They're practitioners, they're receptionists, they're people from all walks of life, and you truly love them and they love you, and it says a lot about you.
Yeah, I feel like they are my family. I basically get there early in the morning. I usually leave 7, 8 o'clock at night. So we live there. We go to our respective homes, but just to sleep and then come back to
But the one issue, the one focal point was when people come here, you need to take care of them. No matter what, how you're feeling, whatever it is, they are the most important part of our practice.
That's the key. That's the key. We are all there. We are in harmony. But we all need to understand, we all have our personal needs, but when we are in my office, patient needs come first. Patient family come first. Patient health come first. Patient peace of mind come first. Patient wallet come first. So we want to make sure that they are not overspending on a medication. They can get cheaper, that they are not getting tests that they already have done, that we are all working in harmony. And that's the beauty with the practice. You saw Dr. Keith Robinson during the party standing next, shoulder to shoulder with me. Rosemary from the dental department standing shoulder to shoulder with us. Where can you see the pulmonologist, the cardiologist, the dentist basically talking to each other instead of sending each other written messages that people have a tendency not to read? A lot of the consultation the physician get, they don't read 80% of the consultation. They basically go down to what was the impression of the consultant and what plan do they have, what is their suggestion on their plan. But a lot of time I like to go back and look at medication. What did the patient tell the doctor that he or she is taking? Did the patient tell the doctor about supplement that they are taking? That might be important to me as a geriatrician. Did the person express the fact that if they get put in certain medication, they will develop side effects like a cough or a rash or their throat will close down? Was all of those things discussed? And if not, then I have to get back to that consultant and make sure that we clarify. Because that's why they call the geriatrician and the family practitioner and the internist, they call them the gatekeeper. But some people misuse the word gatekeeper. It doesn't mean don't let people come in. It's like be cautious and keep harmony on who is coming in so that there is some form of order.
I think that's a good segue into what we're going to talk about this morning.
I think so.
And I think that you are very cautious about everything you do. You're cautious about the people who everybody knows you, they like you, they respect you, and from time to time things come into your world that you think a lot of. And I think maybe it's a good time for us to talk about this morning.
Well, let's introduce our guests. We have Michael and Michelle Stevens. And these are people that we have now, like 3 weeks. Say good morning to our audience.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We are such a wonderful couple. And we have about 3 weeks that we have come together. And I've been looking at the products that they have. And I'm so proud to have that in my office. Because as you know, like I did with Smart for Life. Before I brought Smart for Life into my office, a group of us, including Rosemary and I, we tried it first for a month. And just after 1 week of using Smart for Life, I noticed my clothes getting loose. I didn't notice the weight loss in the first week, but my clothes were loose. And the other people in the staff that were using it said, I feel looser in my clothes. And then after the second week, you see the weight going down. You didn't lose your energy. So I say, this is a good product. We're gonna bring this to the patient. It really works.
Well, the ingredients are first class, and then, of course, the bariatric physician that started the company, who is there, and the products that he puts in are just gold. They're really good. So
excellent product.
Right,
and
compared to the things like
Nutrisystems.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't even say that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, sorry.
Reach up.
But I mean, there are a lot of things that are packaged, and they're really not the same medical.
It's not the same.
So.
Exactly.
All right. So now.
And there's things that are packed, and you have to take like 18 things to produce a given effect. And you want things that are simple, that you have a line of product. They say, if I take this line of product, like one of my patients was they started getting into the product. His question yesterday, what I take was the 3 product that he take.
He uses Juice Plus.
Juice Plus.
For supplementation, and he wanted to know how it was going to work with Organoderma products.
Exactly. So I say you can use the vegetable part because here you're going to get the benefit you are getting from here. You don't need that from the other line. But the vegetable part of Juice Plus, you can combine with this, and that's more than enough. Because what people need to do, if let's say you're going to do a multivitamin, so you buy multivitamin, and then you buy 50 plus, and then you buy 60 plus, and then you buy 70 plus, you're taking a lot of multivitamin. You don't need them. You need a good multivitamin, just one good one, and you don't need to duplicate. The reason this is so important, people need to understand that the body will only take as much as it needs, and the rest will go into the toilet bowl. So if you take in excess, you're going to basically let it go out through the urine or the feces, or it can harm you. If you take an excess amount of vitamin A, you can go blind with excess amount of vitamin A. And if you take certain medication, you take something with vitamin K, it's going to affect a blood thinner. So you have to be very cautious on what you are taking. And that's why I'm so intrigued with a supplement, because as a doctor, somebody had to stand out there for the patient, and at least for my patient, and through the radio for the rest of the audience that we speak to. I have a lady in Germany that she doesn't miss a show. She go through the pre-recorded one, and she keep listening. She say, "Oh, I like this one," and she listen again, and she call me and tell me how wonderful the show and how informative they are. So we have audience far away from here.
Okay, so I got very excited about this when you first introduced me to the coffee and the tea, especially the green tea. But now I see there are other products too. So why don't you share some of that? Or maybe it's good for Michelle.
I think Michelle and Michael can talk about the supplements really that we have.
Absolutely. I think probably our keynote speaker And in terms of our supplementation is our spore powder. And so we actually, we talked about the coffee, but we're not really a coffee company. We're really an herbal company. We have our main herb is Ganoderma lucidum. It's also known as the red reishi mushroom. And the most potent part of that mushroom is the spore powder or the pollen. It's fine, like baby powder. It's so fine, and they have to take brushes by hand to get that off, and then there's a whole patented process for being able to crack the shell so it's bioavailable and your body can actually use it and it doesn't end up in the toilet bowl. The spore powder traditionally in China is about $500 for a bottle, and it's not even necessarily bioavailable because they don't have the crack shell process that we have. I think Michael can go into the history of that in a little bit here. But what's amazing about the supplements, so we put it in coffee and tea and hot chocolate because that's something people do naturally every day and they don't have to remember to take a pill. So if they just drink the coffee or drink the tea, they're getting the supplementation. But if somebody really wants to maximize the supplements, they can actually take it in capsule form. And that's what's really so powerful and unique is that as we were talking to that gentleman yesterday, he said, so I'm spending this many dollars on all these supplements. Do I really need to take all these supplements, or can I trade some of those dollars and get this instead and maybe even have a better result? Well, this herb is a superfood.
Exactly.
And it's an adaptogen. And we talked a little bit about that last week. And to qualify as an adaptogen is a very specific criteria, but essentially it really has to meet a criteria where the body uses it to regulate. So if something's running too high, the body will use it to calm it down. If it's running too low, it will bring it up into the normal range. So, for example, many people struggle with blood pressure issues. They have high blood pressure. And so if someone's dealing with high blood pressure, it would make sense that they would need that to come down. I, on the other hand, tend to have a low blood pressure. I need mine to go up. And so, obviously normal is normal, and if you're above normal, there's a concern, and if you're below normal, there's a concern.
Also a concern.
But oftentimes doctors will tell me, oh, it's below normal, so don't worry.
No, exactly. No,
there's that's why my hands are cold all the time, and my feet are cold all the time. But when I consume this product, I don't have cold hands and cold feet all the time.
And I tell my patient, when your hands are too cold or your feet are too cold because you don't have Valium, your brain is underserved.
Oh, that's
You're not
scary.
getting enough.
That explains
you
a
are
lot.
not getting enough volume to the brain, so you need a blood pressure. It's like a pump. If a pump is working at a high pressure, it's sending too much pressure and it might break the pipe. But if you take the pump and make it underwork, then you are not sending enough water far enough to serve the area that you are trying to serve. And the heart is just that. It's a pump. So you need to regulate so that you're getting a blood pressure that is basically within range, that is not too low and it's not too high. And this is important because sometimes you go to a doctor, and a lot of patients go to 3 or 4 doctors that don't talk to each other, like we started the program. And you go to your primary care doctor, and the primary care doctor, you're having high blood pressure, go and see the heart doctor. And then the cardiologist reads some article out there that say you want to lower the blood pressure, the lower is the better, and they keep giving you more and more and more medication, and the blood pressure is so low that when you stand up, you get dizzy and fall down and break a hip or break your back. So a very low blood pressure is not good for the body. You need to have enough pressure so you can function.
So, Michael, we're not letting you out of this. Everybody's had their chance, and you don't get away. So we've just introduced you, and we want to know how, besides having a beautiful wife and 10 children, what else do you do?
Well, I always say I'm the numbers guy. I let my wife, she's the nutritionist and always has been in our family. But, for the nutrition side of this, what I find amazing is I feel good now that I'm able to give something to my children every day. We have 10 kids, so they love the products, the way it makes them feel. The Ganoderma, specifically, we like the spore powder because it does have that extra punch. And I'm just so blessed to be able to to have the health. I don't have to have the challenges with my allergies anymore. I'm a little older now, so I used to have aches and pains, and all those have gone away. So, I've experienced this, and I'm able to share this with other people. That's what's, the blessing that I have. And I certainly want to make sure we had a roof over our head and food on our table. So that was my concern at first. And so, I'm just happy and grateful to be a part of it.
So, Dr. Mencia, I see you brought something which is very interesting. We're talking about spores. Most people don't know what spores are. Why don't you just go over those products, please?
Well, I think, Michelle, let's talk about, because I have a patient with MS. And for my patient with MS, I say, the mycelium is a product that will help you with that, because, I know the pathophysiology, the basics of how MS develop. And I have several patients that I treat with, along with my neurologist with MS. And every time that I see, and it's a condition that can be detrimental. And when you keep a patient stable, you feel, as a doctor, you feel like a hero that you have done. So everything that come down the line for condition like MS, my mother-in-law has colitis. So when I see, and I know how much she suffered, because watching her day in and day out, see the personal part of the disease is motivating for you to go and research and find things. So Michelle, why don't we talk about the different product and what they do, the grape seed and the Ganoderma. By the end of the show, people are going to be expert at Ganoderma. But let's talk about, we have 4 products that people can purchase at my office, or you don't have to come to my office. Michelle is going to be in the office this morning. So if people from the audience want to come by and ask questions directly with Michelle, she will be there to answer questions. Michael is going to be taking care of the kids, and I'm going to be taking care of my patients.
That's right. That's right. Let the men do something else.
Teamwork.
But I want to spell this, because we keep saying that word, and I think we need to spell it so people get it. So it's Ganoderma. So it's Gano.
Gano.
Oh, Gano.
Derma.
Derma. Ganoderma. Ganoderma. That's very important.
And if people, before Michelle get on, steal the mic away from me. If people wanted research on their own, there is an excellent article with a lot of review on life extension. Those of you that keep life extension, go to Life Extension Winter Edition 2012-2013.
Or they can go online and get it, too.
They can go online and get it.
I love that magazine. It is
2012,
fantastic.
2013. And it's basically the very first article on that edition that give you all the information on the super mushroom. It's an excellent article. I was reading the article, and amazing.
That's wonderful. Yeah, well, they're an outstanding company. And so, okay, so it's your turn, Michelle.
Awesome.
Let's talk about the product.
Well, there's about 12 different varieties of Ganoderma, so you're going to pay attention to the Ganoderma lucidum, the lucidum. The mycelium that Dr. Mencia mentioned is the stem and the root of the plant. And so when I go online and I'm looking at the research, like nationalinstituteofhealth.gov, I noticed that certain parts of the mushroom are used for different conditions in the research, and the results that are being obtained seem to be more effective at times with certain parts of the mushrooms than others. So that's the reason why we have the different capsules. As you mentioned, mycelium, because it's the research, anything related to the mind, mental focus, clarity. We have so many concerns with dementia or ADHD, and as you mentioned, MS, anything related to the nervous system. That's where I've seen the research was with the mycelium. Then we have the Ganoderma, which is the cap of the mushroom. And I've noticed that it's been overall general health issues, anything related to the immune system, immune function. Some people have a their immune system is overactive, and so they have an autoimmune condition. Some people, they have an underactive immune system, and so they've developed things like cancer. So, again, it's an adaptogenic herb, and the body's able to use what it needs and whatever amounts it needs to do whatever it's got to do. It may not be the end-all be-all supplement, but it certainly will help the body and some of the other chemical reactions that have to occur for correction. And then we have the spore powder, which is the pollen part of the plant. Of course, they only pollinate once a year, so it's a little more rare. Again, the cracking the shell
It
is a
used to be
process.
super expensive. Before your company came out with this product was super. It wasn't for everybody. To get to get this product, people will pay lots of money. Talking over $500 for 2 weeks supply.
That's great.
When you talk about this, so people are a little bit unsure, and I know you can go over to Dr. Mencia's office this morning, because as Dr. Mencia said, Michelle will be there, and she will be able to discuss this with you. But just if you would please write this number down if you do want to.
And they can try some free coffee.
Okay, free coffee
Or
with the
free tea.
Ganoderma, right. I love that. The green tea is quite good, I must say. The phone number to call there is 954-489-1345. And you know how to get there. It's over on Commercial Boulevard. And it's just a little bit before Holy Cross Hospital on Commercial. The address is 1608 East Commercial Boulevard. But you'd like to meet Michelle. You'd be very interested in all that they are now providing. And I know that I'm certainly going to be working with Dr. Mencia.
Dr. Ganoderma.
That's Dr. Ganoderma. That's right. The new Dr. Ganoderma. I mean, you can see I got my brain. So Dr. Mencia, formerly known as Dr. Mencia, now it's Dr. Ganoderma, right? And I know, Michelle, you'll be able to tell people things about this, and maybe even you can buy some of it. Look, you all drink coffee, so why not have coffee that has very special ingredients, antioxidants in it? Seems just like
Like, why didn't somebody think of this before, right?
Yeah, well,
it's so genius.
Yeah, my husband went to buy coffee this morning at Publix. I said, forget it. You're not buying regular coffee anymore.
Well, I think you mentioned the grapeseed oil extract, and that's important too, because we have a top quality grapeseed oil extract, and most people have slimy gut syndrome, is what we call it on the street, because we don't have the best diet. And so there's only a small portion of your intestine that really you can absorb the nutrients you need to. And if you don't take care of that part of your gut, you could eat all day and be malnourished. Right. Am I correct, doctor?
And feel uncomfortable. Exactly.
Right, and not feel good and feel gassy and bloated and just not satisfied and have cravings. And so the grapeseed oil extract actually helps you have a healthy intestine so that you can absorb those nutrients of any of your supplements and your food.
Is there really a grapeseed?
There really is.
Oh, and so the difference is it's grapeseed, but you're adding Ganoderma in it? Is that?
It's a separate supplement. It's a gel cap, and it's actually the oil extracted from the grapeseed.
I see. But does everything have the Ganoderma in it, or it's just
everything but the grapeseed oil?
Oh, I see.
And that actually is naturally anti-inflammatory as well. And so we find that people who suffer, like his mother-in-law, really appreciate taking the grapeseed in addition to the supplements or drinking the coffee or tea.
Well, this is really very exciting for us. It's like the New Year's really bringing some new things, isn't it?
Hippocrates talk about the willow tree leaves.
The willow tree leaves.
And basically in the willow tree, they're talking about the phytochemical. Phyto is Greek for plants. So the phytochemicals, and phytochemical is two main branch. You have the branch that give colors to the plants, and then you have the other portion that is the chemical that has biological significance to animal and human. And so Hippocrates speak about that. And you know what happened with his finding? We discovered aspirin.
I was just going to say, isn't the willow tree? I keep thinking aspirin.
So we discovered aspirin. So this concept, the mushroom had been used in China for hundreds of years. It's to the Western world, that's something new. And what the founder of this company had done is what we used to do with rice. We used to take rice and we used to wash the rice before cooking it. And then when we do the phytochemical analysis, we notice that we're taking all the vitamins and minerals away from the rice, because the top coat on top of the rice, that's where you get all the nutrients you need. So we stopped doing that to the rice, and we just clean it up nicely, but we don't wash it really hard to get rid of the nutrients and minerals that we need from the rice. And the same thing with the mushroom. What the founder have done is and the company is basically break it down into the portions. And one of my patients that is a chronic smoker, very concerned with cancer, long family history of cancer, I say, well, I have a product for you that it won't prevent cancer, but at least it will help us fight, from the research that I have done, because of the basic chemistry that we're talking about. We need the killer cell in the white blood cell family to be ready to fight. We need the all the chemical that the white blood cell tend to produce. Why do you see a person with a severe infection being in a group of 4 or 5 people, and one of that 4 or 5 person might get sick instantly, and the other might get a little bit sick or not sick at all? It's the immune system. Some people have a very strong immune system. They can fight an infection. Other people can't. And the people with a weak immune system are the ones that will be more prone to developing cancer. Look at HIV. What happened with the patient with HIV is before we came with the super drug to bring down the virus. The virus will go and attack the immune system so hard that we kept looking at all kinds of cancer coming out that you would never imagine. Not only Kaposi sarcoma in the skin, on the eye. It was crazy, all the cancer we kept watching on these poor people with HIV. Once we discovered the super drug that was able to keep the HIV virus well controlled, we don't see the cancer anymore. So there's no question about that. The immune system is key if you really want to be a healthy life. So you are having something here that's going to give you energy, but you are also having something that will help you prevent falling into the pitfall or all the chemical that we get exposed when we're driving the car, when we are out in the street, so that we can fight cancer.
Well, the thing I like is you're not going to drink a lot of grapeseed oil, sorry, but you can drink a lot of coffee and tea.
Absolutely.
And it's all got it in there.
Absolutely.
And it even has toothpaste that I'm very interested in now. I'm going to get to have Ganoderma in my teeth.
And I'm a coffee drinker. And now with this coffee, I drink my coffee and I have all my energy. I don't have to stop and drink another one every 5 minutes.
Well,
I love
thank you very much for coming, Michael and Michelle. We really appreciate it. Did you invent your name so you'd match? No, that's right. You don't have to say that.
Eminem.
Well, thank you very much. And we're going to be right back with Dr. Hughes, Y-U-Z. He is he is really the founder of SecondOpinions.com. And so we'll have a lot of second opinions in just a short while. Stay with us. Thanks for listening to The Wonderful World of Wellness with Dr. Andy Mencia. Be sure to tune in each Saturday morning from 7 to 7:30 right here on WSBR 740 AM.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.